Thank you. Good afternoon to everyone here at Skydome, and welcome to viewers coast to coast tuning in here this afternoon on TSN. We're all here today to acknowledge the man that is regarded as the greatest athlete of the 20th century. And in doing so, we hope to put a face on and raise funds for the fight against Parkinson's disease. Now, this is especially important to me, as my late mother was a person with Parkinson's. The greatest, Muhammad Ali, will be out here in just a minute. Prior to bringing out Ali, we have some special guests to introduce here this afternoon. Let me begin with a Juno Award-winning Canadian rocker who performed for the crowd here at Skydome prior to the football game this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, his father suffers from Parkinson's. Once again, please welcome Tom Cochrane. On Thanksgiving Day, he scored his 400th career goal in the National Hockey League at home against the Pittsburgh Penguins. He is the 17th captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Please welcome Matt Sundin. At the 2000 Summer Olympics in Sydney, Australia, this remarkable young man won Canada's first ever gold medal in freestyle wrestling. In 2000, he was the Lou Marsh winner as Canada's Athlete of the Year. Please welcome the amazing Daniel Daly. He played for the Edmonton Eskimos. He guided the Eskimos to Grey Cups from 1978 through 1983. He played in the NFL with Houston, Minnesota, Seattle, Kansas City, and was a 9-time Pro Bowl selection. Ladies and gentlemen, Warren Moon. He's a former sparring partner with Muhammad Ali, the heavyweight champion of the world from 1978 through 1985. 20 title defenses. He won 48 straight fights before his first loss, missing by one Marciano's record of 41 straight. From Easton, Pennsylvania, please welcome Larry Holmes. This next gentleman is the first ever man to go the distance with Muhammad Ali. It was March 29th in this city at 1966 at Maple Leaf Gardens. He was in the top 10 in the world longer than any other heavyweight in history. He fought 97 times, 68 wins by knockout. Former Canadian champion George Chuvalo. A bronze medalist at the 1984 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. He KO'd Buster Douglas in 1990 to win the heavyweight title. He is a 3-time heavyweight champion of the world from Atlanta, Georgia, Evander Holyfield. In Seoul, Korea in 1988, he won Canada's first gold medal in boxing since Horace Lefty Gwynn way back in Los Angeles in 1932. He won the heavyweight belt over Razor Ruddock in London in 1992. Ladies and gentlemen, he demolished Tyson in 2002. Please welcome the heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis. Ladies and gentlemen, here in the Dome, viewers at home will see this on videotape. For those of you here in the Dome in Toronto, I would ask you to turn your attention to the Jumbotron at the north end of the stadium for a very special message and introduction.
Canada, today you honor one of the world's great men. You do this as a nation of compassionate people, committed to the betterment of humanity. Muhammad Ali has devoted his life to what we all value dearly, freedom. Once it was freedom from hatred and bigotry. Today, it is also freedom from an insidious disease. I'm certain this story will be told for generations to come of the man from Louisville, Kentucky, braver and faster than the rest, who made his way from modest beginnings to spectacle, to glory, then to humility. He's a true hero for the entire world. Let our hearts be with him today as he infuses hope for those families who have been afflicted with this soul-destroying disease. Ladies and gentlemen, for the benefit of Parkinson's research, won't you please welcome on his return to Canada, my friend, the people's champion, Muhammad Ali.
Ladies and gentlemen, Muhammad Ali. Ladies and gentlemen, before hearing from the greatest athlete in the 20th century, we have greetings from our guests on stage, and we begin with the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Matt Sunday. Matt?
Mr. Ali, sir, it's a great honor for me to welcome you to our city. Canada salutes you. I brought you a gift. This is the official uniform of this city. I'll remember this for the rest of my life. Welcome to Toronto, Muhammad Ali.
Please welcome a remarkable young man who has represented this country with grace and dignity. He has an amazing story to tell. Ladies and gentlemen, Olympic champion Daniel Igale.
Growing up in Nigeria, I never knew that Muhammad Ali was from the United States until I was in high school. For the longest time, I thought he was Nigerian because of how popular he was. Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee was a line that even people who did not understand English could recite. The greatest, Muhammad Ali, for me transcends boxing and sports. As a kid, he was a role model because of his skills on the boxing ring. Since then, he has become a beacon of confidence, hope, and destiny. He stands for the fun and goodness of sports. Meeting Muhammad Ali today definitely ranks as one of the best days of my life.
The Edmonton Eskimos have a great shot at winning the Grey Cup this year. Here's a man who knows a thing or two about winning Grey Cups in Alberta. Please welcome Warren Moon.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to say it's always great to be back in Canada, the country that gave me my start in professional football. I want to thank everyone in this building tonight and in the country of Canada for getting behind the fight of Parkinson's disease and for honoring a great champion in Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali epitomizes what a champion is all about and what every one of these athletes up here aspires to be. I know growing up in the early 70s, as I struggled trying to play the position of professional football, it was his strength and his courage that continually gave me inspiration to keep fighting and keep proving that I could play the position. So I thank you, Muhammad, for being a consistent inspiration for me as far as playing a role in my career, and I help you in the fight for Parkinson's disease so we can find a cure because it afflicts so many different people all over the world. Again, Canada, thanks for your support of me, thanks for your support of Muhammad Ali, and thanks for your support of Parkinson's disease. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Warren. Ladies and gentlemen, from Atlanta, Georgia, Evander Holyfield.
Ali, I like to say that when I was 8 years old, I was inspired because my boxing coach told me I could be just like you. And right today, as many children, right today, many children in this world are very inspired by the commitment that you have to fight against Parkinson's disease. It takes more than an athlete, more than a man, to stand up each and every day to give your all to support someone else. I'd like to thank you for inspiring me to be the man that I am, and I'm sure all the children around the world like to thank you as well.
I remember a quiet young man in 1988 that came into our Olympic studios in Seoul, Korea. as Canada's first gold medalist in boxing since the Los Angeles Olympics, Horace Lefty Gwynn, way back in the 1930s. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis.
Let them pay for it. It's a great honor being here to give honor to a great champion, Muhammad Ali. Since I was a young kid, I used to spend time in front of the TV with my mother, and we used to watch Muhammad Ali, and I used to be so into Muhammad Ali. I used to want to do what he did. I wanted to emulate him, and you know, even to this day, Muhammad Ali is a champion. And I believe he's the greatest. Lennox Lewis is a champion. That's right. And all you people out there can be champions as well by pledging. You know, get on the phone and pledge for Parkinson's. You know, it's a bad disease and we want to find a cure for it. So make sure you get out there and pledge. Once again, thanks for everybody's support out there, and enough blessings for all you and Muhammad Ali, the greatest.
Muhammad just leaned over to Howard Bingham, his lifelong friend, and said, "Don't worry, I wasn't going to hurt him." These next two gentlemen have both been in the ring with Muhammad Ali. It is a pleasure to welcome from Easton, Pennsylvania, the former heavyweight champion of the world, Larry Holmes. Larry?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, back in 1971, I had a dream to come true. I met the legend, a great fighter, a great human being. I met Muhammad Ali. And when I met Muhammad Ali, he gave me an opportunity of a lifetime to work with him in a little town called Reading, Pennsylvania. We worked. And he punched me right in my eye. And I had a black eye. But that didn't bother me. I wouldn't let no one put ice on it because I wanted to show it off to all of my friends, to let them know that I got a black eye from Muhammad Ali. That was one of the greatest days of my life. And not only that, my life continued to work with him for 4 years as a sparring partner. In the gym every day, and believe me, I learned a lot from this guy. I learned how to take it, I learned how to give it, and I learned how to be humble to people. And he is one of the most humblest person I ever met in this game of boxing. And one of the saddest days in my life is when I had to fight him in 1980, because I was fighting a friend, I was fighting an idol, and I was fighting somebody that I loved over the boxing years. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, he's still the man that we all love and we all care about. We're all going to give him all our support. I just want to thank y'all for giving me the opportunity to be here to just say what I just said and keep supporting the sickness that could affect all of us. I want to say thank you and enjoy the rest of the game. My champ, Muhammad Ali, y'all. Bad man.
We are here this afternoon saluting a legend. It is my pleasure to introduce a friend and a Canadian legend. Ladies and gentlemen, he's still standing, George Chavallo.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, boxing's a kind of a crazy way to make friends. I fought Muhammad Ali 27 rounds, and we became friends. And I know he's my friend. When I lost my second son to drugs, and I lost my wife within 4 days after that, some of my friends in Western New York, some of my colleagues in the boxing business, got together and decided to call a whole bunch of friends of mine from Canada and the United States and get together in Rochester for a function. They called Muhammad Ali. They didn't have to call twice. Muhammad Ali is my friend, my true friend, my friend forever. Thank you. And thank you very much for supporting Muhammad Ali and his fight against Parkinson's disease. Thank you very much. Is he a fullback or a quarterback?
Ladies and gentlemen, he was a gold medalist at the 1960 Olympics in Rome, Italy. There was the title fight with Sonny Liston in 1964, the fights with Chavallo here in Toronto and in Vancouver. The Rumble in the Jungle with George Foreman, possibly the greatest heavyweight fight of them all, the Thriller in Manila with Joe Frazier. 6 years ago, he courageously lit the flame to open the 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta, Georgia. I have been to 10 Olympics. It will always be a moment I will never forget. For good reason, you are revered as an athlete. To me, you are even more respected as a man of conscience and a man of tremendous courage and dignity. Your good friend, Milt Dunnell, the legendary sports columnist here in Toronto, writing in the Toronto Star yesterday, quoted you this way: "I'm going to help my people. I use my fists so I can get to where I can use my mouth." Ladies and gentlemen, boxing has indeed served its purpose. It is an honor to introduce Muhammad Ali.
I know you might not believe me, but I'm lost for words. I don't know what to talk about. I'm here because I was invited. I'm here because I was the greatest. And now, I'm no longer the greatest. I used to be the greatest. Who's the greatest? he's the new champ. And I might make a comeback. Come back to my senses. Thank all of you all for coming out. I wish I could stay longer. When I started boxing, I used to watch boxing on television, and the boxers never do much talk. They were quiet. I said, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna do a lot of talk. What you say about Frazier? You said something about Frazier. I said, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna write poems, predict rounds. When I first studied listening, when I first came on the scene, I predicted round 8. I said, you'll fall in 8. He fell in 7. "13 fights I had. I predicted the second round. I did it in poetic fashion. I wrote a poem about it. Now, I'm enjoying retirement. I'm glad you all came out to see me. I wish I could shake all of your hands. But God bless you. And I'll tell you something else. I say this, and this is no joke. I drink Coke. I love you, Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen, those of you here at Skydome, I direct your attention to the northwest corner, just beside the Jumbotron, to permanently honor the day that Muhammad Ali returned to Canada. We have a very special banner that will be hoisted by 2 Canadian figure skating greats. It is my pleasure to introduce José Chouinard and 3-time world champion Elvis Stojko. Ladies and gentlemen,